Hey guys, in the previous lecture what we saw was how we created a quiz options component and moved all our code into the quiz options. Now we'll try to make sure that we use this quiz options dynamically and we don't have to call this 4 times versus just pass it probably a loop through it, and of course make sure the data coming from it is dynamic. So that's the goal of this lecture. Now before even moving ahead, the way we're going to pass our content to our child is very easy using properties. So let's say I have a property called as option and I create this property, and the value, of course, I can use this riddle object right now because this is set on the state and I have 4 options I had created. So the way I can use it is this dot state dot riddle dot, it's a results array, so let's say results array, and let me give the 0th element. So that will be my first option. Let me just copy this and make sure I add it to the others too. So this will become the first element, this will become the second element, this will become the third element. Again, no changes will happen if I save this because everything is still hard coded and everything goes to 10. Now let's go to the quiz options JS file. Let's move this to a new line so that it's a little more clear to read. And now instead of 10, we can use the property that we just passed. So the way you can use it is this dot props dot option. Let's save this, and now you should start seeing the numbers 8, 9, 10 and 11. Fantastic, right? Of course, there's a lot of work yet needed on how to randomize it, etc. But the first step of making sure that content goes dynamically, which means all you need to give this options a number and it spits out the number. Fantastic, right? Now let's go back to the quiz.js, and writing this 4 times makes no sense. Let's say if I want to add 6 options, it will get difficult, and all I need to add 2 more items into the array and the 6 items should fit in. Or probably I want to remove an option and give 3 options to the user. It's very well possible. So the way we do that is, we in JavaScript, whenever we need to loop over an array, we use a map or a for each function. When you use a map, you can return as a result. Now let's try to do that. And how will we do that? Well, the first thing is you need to iterate over the riddle. So this dot state dot riddle dot results array. So you need to iterate over this. Now let's do a dot map and let's pass the function. So the first thing we need to pass is option comma I, which is the index, and let's use the arrow function from JavaScript and create our map function. So let's go here and let's start writing what we need to return. So the thing we need to return is this quiz options. So let's just copy this out here, paste it here, and instead of results of 0, all we need to do is here pass in the option. And just one more thing important that I would like to show you. Let me just clean this up. Let me remove this, so at least we should start seeing the options. Let me save this. I hope it works. And it doesn't work because, oh, I don't need to pass in a bracket here. So let me just make sure I remove that. I remove this. I move this here, save it. And I should see 8, 9, 10 and 11. But one thing, if you just go and see the console, you should start seeing an error, and that error should say each child in an array or iterator should have a unique key prop. Again, if you recollect, the way we do an array is we need to make sure we pass a property called as a key, and it has to be unique when you iterate over the array. So the way you can do it is you can just pass in a key equals to, and you already have the index using the I, so you can pass in the I out here. Let's save this, and the page should refresh, and let's see the console. And the error should have vanished by now. Don't worry about this error. This is again for a plugin that I already have. Easy, right? So what we did was we made things dynamic. We made sure the quiz options component is used and it gets the data dynamically. So that was all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.